Okay, it's time for today's CSS Battle. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Probably one of the easiest ways of doing this is at least with one element. So let's create one element. Let's set the background to that colour. Do we want to do it like that? Let's do it as a radial gradient so that we can get that green in the middle circle. So how many pixels do we reckon that is? 150 to 250, so 50 pixels radius. Do that and that. Add a 1Q to get a circle. Let's see whether or not that actually lines up. I don't think it will. It needs to go up about 20 pixels. That's too far. Let's try 15. 15 looks good. Okay. So now we leave that like that. We make a paragraph. Now then, what's the actual width of this? Call that 125 and 275. So 150 pixels. And make its background that green. Do we need? Let's add a margin. Well, why is that not showing up? Should we add? Let's add a height as well. Now then, I'm guessing that's 50 pixels. Okay, let's get rid of the width. We'll use margins to do the width. So let's go 120 down. Let's have a look at how close that is. Okay, that's getting there. 130, 140, 130, 135. Let's just check that also moved. Let's also moved that down. So let's now make that minus 35. No, 25. Beautiful. Now then, the height isn't 50, is it 40? 40 looks good. Now has that gone upwards? No, let's try 20 on there. Beautiful. And then let's bring the margins in, so it's got to be about 120. Might be 125 then. Nope, 122. 122 looks good. So we also want border radius of 20 pixels. Let's make that shorter by making it 50%. No, we really do want this one to be pixels. Okay, and then we will do a box shadow of that. That's going to be 0x and 20 pixels, no, 40 pixels down. And the right color. Okay, so that's everything but the two eyes. Now, are the eyes above that line is what we want to know. It's hard to tell. If they're not above that line, this becomes a lot more tricky. So we want a radial gradient, 1Q, white, be in that line. This is annoying. How am I going to... I might have to have another element that is just for those. That would be annoying. Let's first work out how big those are. So let's try a 5 pixel radius and then transparent. Now then, where is that circle? That'll be going in the middle, so we need to move it. Pixels up, 30 pixels up. Okay, so that would be 25 pixels up, more or less. Move it 20 pixels to the left. Let's try 10 pixels. I think that's too big. So let's try 8 pixels and then minus 24, 25, 26, 20. That's got to be 9. I don't think I'm going to get it like that. 10 is too big. Yeah, 10 is too big. So that might not be exactly 8 pixels. Oh, that could be fun. Let's move it left just a bit. Ooh. Yeah, I think we're actually going to have to do that as 2 more P's maybe. Let's add in a 0 there, and then this won't be that. It should be back to minus 15 maybe. Yeah, beautiful. So we're going to make the second and third P's width. Let's just measure it. 172, 188, so 16. Okay, background white. Right, where's that put that? Let's make that 35. I think that's back to 30. Check that. Might be 32. I think the easiest way to fix all the problems with that is to do that. Then make that 35, no, 30, no, 28, 28. Minus 8 from that. 1, 2, 7. Ooh, no. 3, 4, 3, 5. 1, 8. 128, 130, 130. Okay. Now, where's this one? Where is it? So we've got that, we've got that. Have we got a white dot anywhere? No, have we? Hell. Minus 135. Okay. Ignore the fact that we've got a box shadow. 1, 2. Let's go 95, 85, 75, 75. 55 maybe, then shift it in, not quite that far, 160, 170, 172. See, that's just not quite the right size. 54, 53, 54. Oh, good God. Let's go 17 by 17. I think that's too big. Let's try 15 by 15. And go 53. Okay, and then let's make a box shadow that is 40 pixels, 0, and white. That's fairly damn close. Okay, and then this is going to come back down again. Let's try 15. 15 is good. Okay, let's see what that gets us. Do 99.9. That's what I was afraid of. Now then, I think it's going to be those two eyes. And I'm wondering if it's just a case that it's slightly less wide than it is high. If we add that, let's try that. Typical. Come on. Okay. Put that back to 15. Okay, maybe that'll work. Maybe I was just 1 pixel out anyway. Come on. Okay, that's 100% match. So let's get rid of units where I don't need them. You don't need them there. I'm not sure whether you need them there. Yes, you do. Yeah, we're not moving that way. Okay, cool. Do you need them on border radius? Yes, you do. What happens if I use 50% instead? Oh, no, because then it will go horribly wrong. side 20 pixels works for both, so that's alright. Margin's good. Okay. If we get rid of that margin, everything will go out of whack. Yeah. Now then. But our top has stayed in the right place, so let's just make that 120, no, 118 maybe. 122? 122. And then this is 165. Okay, so that got rid of a tiny bit more. We don't need that, we don't need that, we don't need that, we don't need that. And then we go minify, submit, and that should give us a reasonable-ish score. Okay, now is there another way we can do this? Let's try without any elements and oh, hang on, let's just make one more adjustment just to see if it will work. It does, and let's do that, and that should clear up another problem. Okay, and then let's scrap it all and just go ampersand background. No, we're going to do this in better. Right, we've still got diff turned on. That's good. That's good. Cause we want 120. We want the background on here to be that yellow. Okay, now 120 is too much. 100 is too much. 90. 88 maybe? No, 88 is too much. How about 82? 84, 85. 85 looks right. And then bring it in a tiny bit. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. How about 132? That's too much. How about 130? 130 looks quite good. Okay. And then instead of that being red, we start with a radial gradient of green for how many pixels did I say? 150, so 50 pixels, and then transparent, and then we add in 1Q, and we shift it up by 15 pixels. Let's do a minus. Yep, 15 pixels. Beautiful. Then we want a radial gradient 1Q. That was 20 pixels radius, so click 20 pixels. Now then, we want that to be minus 20 pixels. rawness. Absolutely nothing. But I think that's because I haven't gone back far enough. 60. 60's too far. 50. 50 might be about right. And down by 5. Okay. That'll get us that. Now then, can I... We want to make it 50 pixels, 40 pixels, 50 pixels, 60 pixels. 50 pixels is so close. Let's try 70 pixels and then don't shift it quite so much. So it's going to be about 120 pixels. Or, hang on, how wide have we got? 130, 270, so 140. So, 140 minus 20 minus 20 is 100, so that should be exactly 100 pixels. Minus 25, 35, minus 30. Minus 30 is great. Okay, we are going to need exactly that again for the line underneath it. But we want to go down by 45 pixels. Yep. And then all we need is, we're going to need 2 more radial gradients in a minute, but we're going to do a linear gradient, 90 degrees. We're going to start with transparent and go 25 pixels. Then we're going to go to green. Oop. For no, not 25 pixels, 20 pixels. Green for 120, and then transparent for the rest. And we'll also add in a stop there. Okay, now other than having the background of that circle, we're quite good, so we don't want to move it either way from there, but we do want it 80 pixels down maybe, and only repeat X. Okay, that looks reasonably good, and now what we need is the eyes. So we'll use a radial gradient for the eyes. They're going to be white and 7.5 pixels, and then transparent for the rest. And we're going to want that. Where are we going to want that? Not there. Minus 20 pixels. Minus 15 pixels. No, 25. Oh, that might be 20. that's fairly close. We need another one of those, but I don't think I can do it easily with a repeat. So we're just going to copy that and then add 19.5. Going to see whether or not that matches. I don't think it will. I think the right one needs to move over a bit further. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's try 20.5 on that one. See if that works. Nope. Okay, let's make that 8Q. Make that 8Q. See how close that is. That's 100%. So let's see what we can crunch down. Well, that's obviously 25 VW, as is that. There's nothing long enough there. That would be 40 VH, I think. Yeah. Now, if we can shorten these, it would be great. So let's try making that 21Q. That looks quite good. And that looks quite good. Let's just check how close those are. Come on. Okay, that's not quite where we want it. Too cute. No, that's far too much. 21. How about 20Q? No, that's definitely 21Q. Alright, let's try making those 21Q too. Right, that's never gonna work. Submit it anyway. But I think that's going to give me, yeah, 99.9. So let's get the pixel values back in there. Okay, that looks about right. Let's just change that into a pixel as well. Okay, that's good, and that's good, and submit. Ooh, we're still at great. 21.5. No, how about 20.5? 20.5. Let's try that. There's the 100% match again. Now then, we use couple of gradients multiple times. See, if it wasn't for this parameter, it would all be great, because we could just use that same one 3 times. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll make E this radial gradient up to here, and B for blobby bit this radial gradient up to here, and then we can do E for the eyes. That's all good. And B for the blobby bits. And we can get rid of that, that, and that. And we can minify. Don't think that's going to be any better. No, it's not. Previous solution was better. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.